Banks don't want you to watch this video. Imagine a world where you could send money instantly, zero fees globally, so around the world, and you have no government restrictions. Just pure financial freedom. Sounds impossible? Right. That's exactly how cryptocurrencies were created for. But is crypto really the future or just a giant financial experience doomed to fail? Why do governments and banks fight so hard against Bitcoin and Ethereum? And most importantly, should you invest before it's too late? Today we're breaking down how crypto works, the real risks and rewards, and why some believe it's the biggest financial revolution of our time. Why others call it the biggest scam. Let's get into it. Before we understand why cryptocurrencies exist, let's take a quick look at why we even have money and currencies. So, thousands of years ago, there were no currencies at all. People relied on trade, but the system had problems. What if you had a cow but wanted a horse? So, imagine you go to a farmer who has a horse, so you want this horse, and you ask him to sell his horse to you. Even if the farmer wants to sell his horse, he might not want a cow. So the trade wouldn't happen because maybe he might want have sheep instead. But how many sheep when you need for exactly this horse? There was no standard measure of value, making trades difficult. Then people found gold and silver, and because they were rare, durable and divisible, they became the first currencies. Plus, they looked shiny, so people believed they were valuable. Great advantage of gold and silver is it could be divided into smaller parts. People standardized them into coins and bars, the same as we know. So with this system, people finally calculated how much a horse was worth and how many gold coins they needed. The key to money is simple. It's just a standardized asset that lets people trade for what they actually want. So in that case, a horse. The reason gold and silver held their value was the shortage and the universal acceptance. As people's wealth grew, they needed another asset, so they didn't have to carry around a lot of gold coins, which were heavy. Banks came now into existence. Here you could trade your gold and silver coins to paper money. So the paper money said clearly that it had the exact value of gold or a silver coin. It made trading so much more reliable and efficient. This money had also clear value, so you could also trade it back to gold at a fixed price. The problem here was that banks need to have the value in gold when you want to have the paper money. As banks and governments didn't have enough gold anymore, because there simply were not enough gold supply in the world to give out more paper money, they realized that as long as people trusted the system, money didn't need to be backed by precious metals. Instead, governments and banks guaranteed its value. So in that case, there was no gold or silver anymore. Initially, paper money was backed by gold, but in 1971, US President Nixon decided to end that. Since then, money has only value because the government say it does. So in your reality, you could give the farmer, for example, 100 euro, 100 US dollar, and he would give you his horse. The paper money is not worth 100 euro, but the promise of the government that it is worth that much is. With globalization and the rise of online commerce, we needed a way to pay people remotely. That's where electronic money came in. At this stage, we no longer see money as physical coins or bills. It's simply actually just an entry on our digital spreadsheet. The digital spreadsheet is really just our bank statement. When I buy a laptop, for example, on Amazon, all that happens is that on my account balance, there is like an entry which decreases now my balance to $200 and Amazon's balance increases by $200. I mean, the system works. Why do some people have a problem with this current system? First issue is actually inflation and devaluation. In the past, money was backed by gold, meaning new money could only be printed if there were enough gold reserves. This prevented unlimited money creation. But since 1971, as we already talked about it, the US dollar is no longer tied to gold. The result? Central banks can theoretically print unlimited money, which leads to long-term loss of purchasing power and rising prices. I mean, look at that.
Your ATM is safe, your banks are safe, There's enough cash in the financial system, and there's an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. We will do whatever we need to do to make sure that there's enough cash in the banking system.
In the last 100 years, the US dollar has lost over 95% of its purchasing power. 50 years ago, a bottle of Coke cost 10 cents. Today it's over $2. Countries like Venezuela or Turkey suffer from hyperinflation because their governments print massive amounts of money. Central banks decide actually then how much money is printed, interest rate, which affects loan savings. And they also decide which countries have access to the global financial system. There are clear examples which shows you that. For example, the Russian citizens were cut out from international SWIFT payment network. Or here some people might understand that. But you want a more abstract example? I'll give you one. In 2022, Canadian protesters had their bank accounts frozen because they didn't agree on the COVID-19 vaccine requirements and other restrictions. So you see, the restrictions also not on only countries but on own citizens are happening. So many people ask actually, should governments have this much control over our money? Our money is the life, what we have here. We don't have something different to trade on, to trade for food, to trade for electricity and whatsoever. So what's leaving us here? Lastly, actually, bank transfers can take days. If I want to send money to, for example, my family in another country, my payment goes through multiple intermediaries. Let's say I want to send 100 euro from Poland or from Germany to Mexico. So first, my bank processes this transaction. Then, if the recipient bank uses a different system, which Mexico does, the payment goes through an intermediary bank. So both banks manually also verify the transaction, so against fraud, anti-money laundering, the full closure here. And firstly, the currency conversion from euro to pesos adds extra costs. This process can take up to 7 days and costs between 10 to 50 euro plus exchange rate fees. Even with digital money, transfers aren't always fast or cheap. And this is where cryptocurrencies come into play. Because crypto is decentralized, no government or bank controls it, meaning people have full control over their money. Isn't this the expectation actually of your money or of the money? One of the biggest reasons people are excited about cryptocurrencies is the accessibility. All you need is an internet connection to use crypto. Many people, even in Europe, don't have access to the traditional banking service. With crypto, you don't need bank or bank accounts to send assets to someone else. So, to trade. Another major advantage is speed. As we heard back, it can take up to 7 days. With some cryptocurrency networks allow transactions to be sent globally within seconds for less than a cent and not in days and not for 50 euros. A significant improvement over traditional banking system. Cryptocurrencies are digital currencies, so 100% virtual. There's no gold, coins or paper money, just digital assets. Process of transferring cryptocurrency works similar to the digital money we use. When I send money to Amazon, it's just an entry on a spreadsheet. With cryptocurrency, it's essentially the same. But now all transactions are stored on one shared spreadsheet called a ledger. So on our current system, every bank has their own spreadsheet. So account balance is only in your bank. This could cause actually fraud or hacks. But how does a transaction work in the cryptocurrency industry? Instead of a bank managing and approving the transaction in a centralized database, the entire network runs across millions of computers worldwide, all independently verifying transaction together. This means there's no central control point that can be attacked or shut down. Each participant in the network holds a full copy of the ledger, so a full copy of the spreadsheet, also known as the blockchain, where all transactions are permanently and unchangeable recorded. This ensures the system remains unforgeable and resilient against failures or manipulation. I were, for example, to type into my computer that I have 100 bitcoins, the system would immediately detect the fraud, because all other computers have a different record of my balance. Simple and easy actually. In the Bitcoin network, there are no banks to confirm these transactions. Instead, special participants, also called miners, handle this task. So mining is the process of verifying Bitcoin transactions and creating new Bitcoins. So miners are computers that solve highly complex mathematical equations to attach a new block of transactions to the blockchain. The first miner to solve this equation gets to add the block and receives a reward in new bitcoins. This system is called proof of work. It ensures transactions are secure and transparent without the need for central institutions like bank or central banks. The decentralized nature of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies means user can manage their money independently of banks or governments too. No one can stop, reverse or block a transaction. This makes cryptocurrency particularly attractive to people in countries with unstable financial system or strict capital controls. So cryptocurrencies are decentralized and unforgeable. Clear. How does a crypto transfer work on your end? So let's say you want to send Bitcoin to your friend. So first you enter their wallet address. Clear where it should go. You type in the amount and crypto you want to send. Your request is stored in a new block. So now millions of computers worldwide verify first whether you have enough Bitcoin. Once every confirmation are received, transaction is added to the blockchain. Your friend receives the Bitcoins within minutes. This process works without any bank involvement. Easy and simple. So now that we know how cryptocurrencies work, where can you actually buy them? Because they're digital. Unlike traditional money, you can't just go to a bank and buy Bitcoin or Ethereum. Cryptocurrencies are decentralized, so there is no official institution that issues them. There are no physical stores where you can exchange cash for crypto. Instead, you need a crypto exchange, a specialized platform where people can buy and sell crypto. But how does a crypto exchange work? So actually on the customer side, you deposit euro, dollar or zloty into the account. You then exchange your fiat currency for Bitcoin, Ethereum or other coins. So buyers and sellers trade with each other. Really, cryptocurrency exchange platform is just a meet and greet for the buyer and the seller. Prices are determined by supply and demand, just like stock exchanges. After purchasing, your coins are stored in a digital wallet on the exchange. You can then transfer them to another wallet for added security, or you can also leave them on the crypto exchange. So here's also where Euroxen comes in. Euroxen is a secure EU-regulated crypto exchange that allows you to buy and sell and send cryptocurrencies easily with 0% transaction fees. So with a fast KYC process, an easy to use interface and multiple deposit options, Euroxen is perfect for beginners. If you click the link below, you will also receive a welcome bonus of up to €100. So we understood now how cryptocurrencies are working, how you can buy them, but does this crypto system have also disadvantages compared to current financial system? I mean, of course there are. There's the thing about the acceptance here. While you can buy, sell and transfer cryptocurrencies worldwide, most shops do not accept crypto for your purchases yet. You can't simply walk into a supermarket and buy groceries with Bitcoin. I mean, imagine the cashier's reaction, right? So currently, crypto is more of an investment than a daily currency. This could change, but currently it's not. The prices of Bitcoin and other major currencies are highly volatile, although they have experienced significant growth in recent years. In the early days, the crypto space was really just like the Wild West, with no regulations and high risks of scams, hacking and fraud. So don't fall for scams. Always buy your cryptocurrencies which you trust and actually solve technological problems. So yeah, don't buy meme or shitcoins. Further, of course, buy only really from trusted platforms like Euroxen. While crypto is still not fully integrated into the traditional financial system, we are actually witnessing right now a shift. Regulations are becoming clearer and large institutional investors, BlackRock for example, are entering the market, signaling a promising future of crypto. So is this now evidence that crypto is a good investment? Many experts believe that crypto is the new digital gold. I mean, Bitcoin started in 2009 at 1 cent. Today, it's worth $100,000. Crypto can be a great investment, but only with a long-term strategy, also called hodling, and proper risk assessment. Check this video out if you want to compare the advantage and disadvantages of hodling, so long-term investment holding, and day-to-day trading. So first of all is also the key rule here, the DYOR. Do your own research. Never put all your money into one asset. Don't buy cryptos with no use case, which will end up in rug pulls mostly, and always use trusted exchanges, like Euroxen, when buying and selling crypto. Stay ahead in the crypto world. Watch our latest video, hit subscribe, and join Euroxen.com, where you will receive €100 of welcome bonus. Thanks and goodbye.